All right, this time we have an A value of 1, so we have no vertical stretch. Our B value is also 1, so our period is just the normal pi. Our C value is pi over 4. Remember, always the opposite sign, so this means we've moved to the right by pi over 4. And our D value is 1, so we've gone up 1. Going right pi over 4 means my normal asymptotes of pi over 2, negative pi over 2, pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. Now I'm going to add pi over 4 to all of those. So if I think of this as negative 4 pi over 8, 4 pi over 8, 12 pi over 8, my asymptotes are going to become negative 3 pi over 8, 5 pi over 8, 13 pi over 8. So my period should still be pi, and I can see that I go a distance of 8 pi over 8, so that is still pi. So let's call one line pi over 8 to make it easy on ourselves. So then negative 3 pi over 8 will be here. 5 pi over 8, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be here. All right, halfway in between, well, that's going to be my, normally I'm at 0, so I've moved to the right by pi over 4, so now my 0 should be here at pi over 4, except we've moved it up 1 as well, so I take that back, we're going up 1 with it. Whoops. All right, and now something looks a little bit off. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, something is definitely off. Negative 3 pi over 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pi over 8. Did I actually move to the right pi over 4? Oh, I see what I did. I shouldn't be changing these to pi over 8s. I should have moved to the right pi over 4. All right. It's a good thing we recognize that everyone makes mistakes. All right, let's try this again. I'm moving to the right pi over 4, so I could call this negative 2 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, and then when I move it pi over 4 to the right, I end up with negative pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, and then 7 pi over 4, and seeing that I still have a distance of pi in between. So let's just count by pi over 4s. So I'm going to move this to negative pi over 4 and pi over 4. Nice for me that I'm doing this digitally. So 3 pi over 4 here. Label that we're counting by pi over 4s. And again, pi over 4 is where my center is, so that should be up at 1. And now halfway in between, I go up 1. Halfway in between, I go down 1 because I have no vertical stretch. So repeating, now we've got 7 pi over 4, halfway in between is our middle, up 1, down 1. We could go the other way as well. Halfway in between is the middle, up 1, down 1. So 3 curves, 3 points, making our tan graph. All right.